Hey up, me ducks. How are we doing? Firstly, can I just do a sound check? Let me put the comments on StreamYard so I can see you all. Because last week I had to put my earphones in, so I think that only happens when I'm streaming with others. So hopefully everybody can hear me okay. But if you could let me know, that would be great. Your sound sounds good. Thank you. Also, if you follow me on Instagram and you see my Instagram stories, you'll have seen that I've got some ear drops because I'm deaf in one ear at the moment. I think it's an age thing. If it doesn't, it is getting a little bit better actually with the drops, but if it doesn't get better after 7 days, I've got to go. I've got to go and probably have it syringed or something. So, anyway, let's do the hellos to everybody because there's already 52 people here and waiting. So we had Rob, hello Rob, and Ramon, hi Ramon, Caroline, Jason, and Ramon has a cup of jasmine tea. I've got tea. I've got a cup of tea today. Well, a mug of tea. Mine's just Yorkshire tea. Nothing fancy, but jasmine tea does sound nice. We've got Michelle and David, Kate, and my chat has just jumped. No, where was I up to? I was up to Kate. Sandra, hi Sandra, and Jack. Celia's here, hello Celia, how are you? And who else? Caroline, Indira, Emma, the lovely Patrice. Hello, Tarot friends. Nice to see you, Patrice. Hope Vanetta's doing okay. Sleepy Hollow and Tycon is here. Hi, Tycon. Lily and Kim. Hi, Kim. And am I missing anybody? Lovely Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. Our Becca. Hey up, duck egg. Hey up, Becca. How are you? We've got Kate. I might have already said that already though. Celia's ready. Violet Lotus is here. Hello. Anne, hello. Anne, nice to see you. Kristen and Debbie. Hello, Debbie. Lily. And I don't want to miss anybody. Hermit of Visconti. Hello. I've not seen you before, but welcome. And Star and Flurry, Violet Lotus. I think I've said you there. Magus. How are you? Not seen you for a while. How are you doing, my friend? Gypsy Soul, Andrea, Forever Wear After. So happy I'm made alive. But it's lovely to see you. And Douglas is here. So lovely to see so many people in chat. As I said, I've got my cuppa. I'm ready to chat. How are we all doing? How's everybody's week been? I feel like I've done a lot of videos this week, a lot of walkthrough videos. And I'm still not done because I've still got the gold edition of the Teddy Tarot that I've not opened because I want to open it with you guys. But I've just been doing lots of videos and it's been a very busy week. So it feels like it's been a long time since I sat here chatting to you, but it wasn't. Obviously it was last Saturday, but I had guests on, or friends on, with Chris, Sandra and Becca. And we did the Simon Says, which was good fun. I really enjoyed doing that. A long week for Andrea too. And Becca's week has been good, so that's good. Hello, Louise. And Elspeth. Have I missed any comment? My week was pretty good. Yep, you already said me, Simon. It's so hard when you're reading through all the names. Don't want to miss anybody out because I've missed people out in the past and they've got quite upset by it. But please know it's never intentional. And I'd rather say hello to somebody twice than think I've said hello and I haven't. So, and Nancy's here. Nancy Cozier. It was a good live last week. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. I'm thinking about getting that one for my daughter for her first tarot deck. She's drawn to tarot too, and she has a special teddy bear that she sleeps with constantly, so I think she'll like it. Yeah, I mean, it is a cute deck. There's a couple of cards on the back that might help as well, but I will do a walkthrough this week. It's just finding the time just to get round it, really. But yeah, good one. And a lot of the decks that come from Destiny are really good for younger tarot readers because, and you know, not all of them, because they do things like the Spirit of the Place. They also do Lionscape Tarot, but they do a lot of tarot decks that I think are accessible for your inner child or for younger people as well. Like a couple that spring to mind is Old School. That's a fab deck. But again, I think it really appeals to younger readers, and also one of my favourites, which is Smith Tiny, which is the RWS basically, but redrawn with these kind of younger, childlike images. But it still packs a punch like any other RWS as well. The Chubby Bunny is a cute deck too. It is. I've got a couple of versions of that, and I've got a couple of the Chubby Bunny rune cards as well. True back and my daughter loves bunnies too, but teddy bear seems to be her favourite thing. Yeah, I think it'll be good then. If that's, you know, if your daughter really likes teddy bears, it's combining two things, isn't it? And I don't know what sort of system you follow, if you, or tradition, I should say. I've been pulled up for that before. Tarot is the system, but whatever tradition, whether it's Marseille, Thoth, or RWS, because all of Destiny's decks follow an RWS. So, you know, it's very easy to recognise the images, whether it's bunnies, teddy bears, or, you know, childlike images. Simon, I'm an RWS gal. Me too, Violet Lotus. I love me some Rider Waite Smith. Yeah, me too. Loved your trip to Glastonbury. Those are my favourite videos. Thank you. Yeah, it was a really lovely trip. And it goes by so quickly. That's the only thing. But yeah, I enjoy making the vlogs. I always think as well when I'm, you know, driving back, oh, I didn't do much filming. Didn't do a lot of filming. Then I piece it all together and there's like a 45 to an hour video. I think last year it was about an hour and a half. So, and I'm always mindful that people don't want to sit through great big long vlogs as well. Hello, Robin. Nice to see you. Welcome. In the constant worrying about COVID, we forgot about all these other things, and boy, has it nailed me hard. What I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, you got gastro. Oh, that's awful. Well, speedy recovery. Wishing you, yeah, whatever it is, passes through quickly and clears off. There's nothing worse than feeling really poorly. So, and there's a lot at the moment at work. We're under a lot of pressure because there's a lot of people poorly. So, and all different things. Yeah, you're right. Not just COVID, but lots of other things going around. And it's the time of the year, you know, the changing of the seasons, I think, where we start to pick up a lot of viruses and things. Hello, Tamaya. Nice to see you. How are you doing? So, what have I got to show you? A few things. Talking of Glastonbury, so the deck that I picked up in Glastonbury, if you remember, was the Sufi Tarot. And 2 weeks ago today, on Cuppa, I did a walkthrough of the deck. And if you remember, there was a missing card. The very last card, which was the Shah of Coins, was missing. And I was very disappointed, and people in the chat was like, oh, that's really disappointing. But I said, you know what? I will write to US Games and just tell them, you know, that I was missing a card. And they, I nearly showed my address, full address then. But they wrote to me, and they put a little note in, which was nice, and they've sent the card. So there is the Shah of coins. Oh, a missing card is no good. Yeah, so I don't know if you remember, but 2 weeks ago, I love the backs on these. They are so gorgeous. Simon, make it 2 hours next time. It's complete escapism watching your videos. Yeah. Sometimes you just forget to whip your camera out. You're like, a moment will pass and you think, oh, I wish I'd recorded that. Because you get caught up in the moment as well of enjoying what you're there to enjoy. But I do enjoy it because I like to do it as well, because then hi Gemstones, then I get to watch it again at a later date. So my Shah of coins is going into the deck, and I finally have a complete setting. I could say again, I've never had a complete set because it came like it. I mean, just look at these images, aren't they beautiful? Really gorgeous. I love the Eight of Swords. Do you remember peering through, well, I say peering, it's blindfolded, but through those blades. But look how the light is coming in and catching it. Such a great deck. So yeah, so I've got a full deck now, so I can start to work with it. Does the card match? On a couple of occasions, I've had missing cards replaced where either the corner rounding didn't quite match or the printing colour was off. So I'll just put it at the back, didn't I? No, where is it? Have I shuffled it in? Oh, Robin, I can't even find where I've put it now. There's that 8 of coins, 4 of cups, 10 of cups. There it is. Yeah, it's absolutely... I'll just take another card and that one, put them together. Absolutely perfect. Perfect. And the colouring, yeah. So if I compare, because they're colour coded, so if I get the other coins, beautiful cards, they are butterfly. Hello butterfly, by the way. Fab 8 of coins. Well, everything's fab. I mean, just look at the images. Just really, really gorgeous. Trying to find another coins card now. Come on. Oh, they're not. That one's got a border. Or maybe it's just the quartz. So I've not worked with this deck yet because it had a missing, although it's shuffled. So I'm not quite sure why it's all shuffled. But maybe then it's just the, yes, because like the Shah of Staffs has got a border as well. And the Shah of Swords. So, Shah of Coins. So yeah, it's perfect, Robin. If you can't find it, I say it matches. Well, yeah, that's the point. Love Studio Ghibli too. Don't tell me they've done a deck. Have they? My Pagan Ways Tarot has arrived. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful deck. Sufi Tarot. So pop that in the box. So that arrived. I don't need to really keep that now, but I'll pop it there out the way. Let me have a sup of me cup of tea. I brought Ethereal Forest from Kickstarter and two cards were dinged. I messaged the creator and within just over a week, I received new ones. Well, that's what's amazing. I mean, they've got a contact in the UK. It does say in the corner, Hay House Publishers, but it's been posted inland because it's Royal Mail. Oh, it's actually got return address, Barker Street, London. So they've got a London office. So that's why it came so quickly, because I think it came right at the beginning of the week. I just kept it just to, because I did say I'll let you know how I got on with it. So yeah, they've got a London office. So that's good that you've got your... I haven't heard of Ethereal Forest though. I've not heard of that deck. Is it fairly recent? I'm just unpacking a new vacuum cleaner. How exciting. Becca, it's the little things in life that give us joy, especially when you're over 50. It's the little things that give us joy. Even vacuum cleaners, because you've got to use it all the while, so you may as well have something that's nice. Hello, Maharet. How are you? What else? Yes, so I also picked up something that most people have. Most people have them, but I haven't. And it's one of them where I've seen them as kind of like loose ones that you can pick up, but the evil eye. Everybody is so familiar with this this symbol, but I've been doing a lot, and it started with yin and yang because I read a book called The Best Seat in the Universe. I left it at my friend's house in the Derbyshire Peak District when I stayed there, but there's a section there about yin and yang, a whole chapter on it, and it's so beautifully written. And it talks about how it's been used through the centuries, different cultures, but its origins in Taoism, and you know and I love finding out about symbols and their origins. To be fair, I am over 50. Well, there you are. See, I rest my case. But I saw this one because I've never really found one that I've wanted to get before. But this one is quite beautiful because it's on a chain, and you're supposed to put it over your car rearview mirror. So it's got a little clasp on it. It's not, you can't wear it. I'd never get my head in that little space, but it's got all these beautiful beads, and I just think it's a really, really nice one. And I was going to write, because I've got my, where is it? Let me grab it. I keep it under here. My, well, I guess, I mean, you could call it a book of shadows. You could call it a grimoire. For me, it's just about my spiritual practice and everything that's important to me. But I've started doing a bit on symbols. This is the one that's got my initials embossed in the corner. A gorgeous, gorgeous binder. And so I've scribbled some notes about it because, again, you see things like the evil eye, and I totally misunderstood, kind of, not necessarily its origins, because I didn't know a lot about its origins, but what it symbolised. You know, I thought the evil eye was something that you put on people, but this dates back over 5,000 years. I mean, that's just mind-blowing, isn't it? It's like when we went to Avebury and we see the stones and they're like 6,000 years old, and, you know, Stonehenge is between 5,000 and 6,000 years old. I always have one hanging over my entrance door. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, and I might get a couple, but I'm not quite sure. I might get one of those little hooks or something, and perhaps have it behind. I want it around my home, for definite. I might get one for work, actually, for my work desk. But so I've just scribbled some some notes because it dates back over 5,000 years. It's been used in ancient Greece, Rome, Latin America, Asia. It's found in religious practices and beliefs such as the Jewish faith, Islamic faith, Buddhist traditions, and Hindu traditions. And it plays a really important role in them. But then I was just looking at because, you know, it's to represent an eye, but even the colours, because you can get them with different colours. I mean, 5,000 years ago, there was in clay. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it was done in clay stones. But the dark blue, which is right in the centre, but also the outer ring, is for protection. It's karma and fate protection. So the whole thing around this is to, when I said I got it misinterpreted, is to ward off the evil eye. Even though it's called the evil eye, it's to ward off, it's to reflect back. So any negative intentions or negative energy that is coming towards you, the evil eye reflects it back, okay? And therefore gives you protection. And that's all variations of evil. I use the word evil, you know, not in necessarily the biblical sense. The light blue is for general protection, and the white is for focus. So I just found that really, I love that the stones of Avebury are so old. I have a butterfly one hanging up. A butterfly one? What? So there's like butterflies along the chain, do you mean? Or is it like a butterfly which has the evil eye in the centre of the butterfly? I have one on my bag. Wow, that is old. I rarely set the house alight last night. Setting my intentions, says Andrea. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. You're just using your name now. If you drop the kaleidoscope bit, entrance doors. I may just want to buy a t-shirt and headband with the evil eye and keep all those creeps at bay. I like that. So yeah, so I just thought this one was really a really nice one, but I'm not quite sure where to put it just yet. The evil eye is not part of Catholicism. No, it doesn't say that. Jewish, Islam, Buddhist, Hindu. I've lost what you're saying now because I looked away. Has it moved? Oh, there it is. But most Catholics I know wear the symbol. And that could be because of geography as well. Because, you know, as I said, it dates back 5,000 years, but it's got origins in ancient Greece, Rome, Asia, Latin America. So it might not necessarily have a spiritual religious type of connection, but it could have a cultural connection as well. Many of the Latinos here in the US wear them on their wrist on a red string. Yes, and I did see one that actually had it was a wrist one, and it had pull, like, because my wrists are quite thick actually, so I struggle. You know, the crystal bead ones, they always stretch and you just see more elastic than you do beads, and very often I catch them and they snap because I stretch them because I've got thick wrists. But there was one that had got an evil eye on it, and the cord you could adjust, so you could get it quite wide, not that I need it that wide, or tighten it to how you wanted it. But when I looked, it said delivery date between 11th and 15th of December. So I was like, no, I won't wait that long. That was like 2 days. That took like 2 days to come. So, oddly enough, the concept of the evil eye is used by hanging a crucifix or pictures of saints with the same intentions. I bet, you know, there's going to be variations, isn't there? Hermit's Cave, I wasn't ever kaleidoscope. Who am I mixing you up with? Karen, what? You had a different name though, didn't you, on here? You didn't use your full name. I'm mixing you up with somebody. But tell me what your name used to be. Hello, Jack. Are peacock feathers something to do with the evil eye? They do. They do have that sort of same design, don't they? It's on Amazon, Simon. That's where I ordered it from. It's beautiful. Is that the... Oh, no, I have the butterfly with the evil eyes in 4 places on the wings. Then below the butterfly, it has 2 of them dangling below each wing. And it has 1 in the middle below. And below that dangles a big one. Wow. Wow. Hello, Kay. Nice to see you. Hello, Simon. It's a bit late, but thankfully did not miss this live. Hello, everyone. Don't ever apologise for being late. It's just lovely to see you. Everybody's busy. Everybody's doing, got things on. So I've just showed my evil eye and spoke a little bit about the origin of it. What else? So it's been a week of making videos, as I said. Today I've binged watched The Crown series 5 that dropped on Thursday. As I don't know if anybody else has seen it, and if you haven't, there's not going to be any spoilers, but if you're of a certain age, you kind of know what happened during the 90s anyway. But I loved it. I loved it. I watched, because of work and recording videos, I only watched 1 Thursday night, 1 last night, and then I fell asleep. And then I woke up because I went into Becca's chat. So I watched the bit I fell asleep on again this morning. I got up at 6 o'clock and I binged watched 8 episodes. How bad is that? 8 hours of The Crown. Just pausing for lunch. Butterfly binge watched season 5 of The Crown too. Karen Tung Ong before, my married name, of course. Of course, Kaleidoscope Tarot was somebody else called Karen, but I knew, yeah, because you've messaged me on Messenger before, so I know the difference. I just knew your channel name had changed. Okay, where am I up to? Let me go back. So Butterfly binge watched Crown season 5. Kate is holding off until done the chores for the day. But that's the best. That's the best, isn't it? When your chores are done, everything that you need to do. I had to go out first thing to get some food shopping, but they're open 24 hours. So up, out, food shopping, back, mug of coffee, breakfast. I just had ham and eggs, and then on it went. Let's watch the last 15 minutes from the one I watched last night, and then let's watch the other 8. But it was so good. Everyone, I think they're not, because they change the cast every 2 years, and we're on the 3rd incarnation now of the Queen and, well, the whole cast. I'm like, they're never going to top that. But, and I've heard mixed reviews, some people saying, but that happens every time there's a change. When it went from Claire Foy to Olivia Colman, everybody's like, no, and they were saying, oh, viewing figures have dropped. By the 2nd season, because everybody then got used to the new cast, figures were back up and everybody was saying how great. And now we're seeing that now. But you fell asleep during my live. I didn't. I fell asleep about 15 minutes before your live started, because I put on an episode of The Crown at 8 thinking it will be done in time for Becca's live, fell asleep, and I woke up and it was 9:15, I think. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been asleep for half an hour. So I've missed the last 15 minutes of The Crown and the first 15 minutes of your live. And that's when I came saying, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. The Queen was played by Professor Pink. What? Oh, from Harry Potter. not seen the ones with Imelda Staunton in it, but Imelda Staunton is in two of my all-time favourite films. If I had like a top 10, they'd be in there. And one is a film, quite a small independent film in the very early 90s called Peter's Friends. If you can get to watch it, it's brilliant. Stephen Fry is in it, and there's Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson, Imelda Staunton, Tony Slattery. There's quite a few. And she's in that. And so that was kind of how I first became aware of Imelda Staunton. And then she did Vera Drake, and her portrayal in Vera Drake was incredible. Vera Drake was done by Mike Leigh, a film director over here. He used to be married to Alison Steadman. And it was about when abortions were illegal in the UK, and she used to help people out, what we would call, or what people would call, backstreet now. But she didn't, she was a kind woman that just did it. She was taken advantage of and exploited, but she just wanted to help people. And she gets caught and arrested, and it's the fallout for the family in the community and everything like that. But her portrayal of Vera Drake was incredible. I think she got an Oscar for it. I think if she didn't, she certainly got like a BAFTA, which is the British version of the Oscars. I just watched Enola Holmes 2. I don't know what Enola Holmes is. I'm not even heard of Enola Holmes 1. So where else am I up to? At least he doesn't fall asleep on his own live. That hasn't happened yet. Notice I added yet, because it could. I don't think it would. I'd have to be very, very tired. I've even gone live at 3 a.m. before. But that's with friends. I've got friends on with me when I've done that. But if I can do that, I can, and stay awake, then I think I can manage 7 p.m. Loved Enola Holmes, both 1 and 2. What is Enola Holmes? I need to try and remember that title and then Google it, find out what it is. Imelda Staunton, Queen Season 5, and Dolores Umbridge in Harry Potter. She's fabulous, says Becca. Oh, Imelda Staunton. I loved her in Sense and Sensibility. Did you see My Policeman yet? Yes, I did. Who was it that sent me a message? Someone sent me a message. Oh no, it's nobody in the community. I thought it was for a minute. It was a friend I used to work with. I watched it the night that it appeared on Amazon Prime. It's very slow. It's a slow moving film, but I don't always mind that. But with ADD, I tend to struggle a little bit. I think it was beautifully acted. I was very surprised by Harry Styles. I didn't know what to expect from him as an actor, but he pulled it out of the bag, give him his due. And it was a very intimate portrayal. I thought it was really well done. I just kind of wish, and we are getting there with things like Love, Simon, but I just kind of wish if there were films that were mainstream, that it wasn't always tragic. It tends to either be about a time where it was illegal and a criminal offence to be gay, or around the AIDS pandemic and a epidemic, I should say. No, it is pandemic, isn't it? And both important pieces of history that we shouldn't, forget. But I also want to see the LGBT community represented in everyday situations more than they are being done. So yeah, that's my view. But it was a beautiful film. It was a good film. based on a book series. What have I missed? Huge fan of Mike Leigh. Abigail's Party. I can quote that almost word for word. Oh, I love Abigail's Party. And that's what got me into Mike Leigh. I've got 2 box sets. And it's basically, apart from the last probably 5 or 6 years, everything he's ever done. So all of his plays like Nuts in May and Abigail's Party, I love it. I love it. And then the films, like Life is Sweet. I love Life is Sweet. Happy Go Lucky. Meantime. There's just so many. Secrets and Lies. I love Secrets and Lies with Brenda Blethyn. Such a good film. But Abigail's Party. If you haven't seen it, guys, I'm sure it's on YouTube or something. It's very British humour, but it's great. Glad to see her in another role. I had nightmares of her shrieking, "We must perfect what must be perfected." That would be funny, says Sandra. I'm wide awake. Enola Holmes is the fictional younger sister of Sherlock Holmes. Wow, how has that got by me? Based on a book series. Enola is Alone, spelt backwards. Enola Holmes is on Netflix. Oh yeah, Enola is Alone, spelt backwards. Oh, Enola Holmes is acted by the young actress from Stranger Things. Wow. Wow. Ain't that just the way? I've hung up. I've hung on as long as I could. Have a great rest of the weekend. Are you flagging a bit, Nancy, now? Take care. Get well soon. Catch up when I feel better. Yeah. Much love. There was tragedy, but I don't think you could avoid any. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But there's a lot of LGBT films tend to go for one of the two. And I don't mean the independent films. I mean more sort of like mainstream films, both in Hollywood, but also here in the UK. I loved Imelda Staunton in Pride. Now, Pride is a great film. Again, it's about campaigning because of the whole sort of Clause 28 situation, and how they join forces with the miners' strikes, the miners and stuff. Brilliant, brilliant film. I love Pride. Set in Wales. Who does she call? She calls someone. Is it Gethin? Gethin? The gays are here. I've been watching a series called Inside Man on Netflix with Stanley Tucci. It's fab. Loved it. Really, really clever. Richie, hello. I love Imelda Staunton in Pride. Oh, you're the one that said the Pride comment. Why did I not realise that? When she went from her quiet Welsh village to going out in a London gay bar. Brilliant. Yeah. Abigail's Party was on again last night, but I missed it, and I loved Nuts in May. After having seen them years and years ago, they're strong in my mind. Nuts in May I watched not long ago, actually. I got my DVD collection out and I watched Nuts in May. I love it when they sing about the zoo. But Abigail's Party is brilliant. Andrea loves Abigail's Party as well. Simon, do you like Demis Roussos? So please, do you think we can have Demis Roussos on? Ice and lemon? Great. So it's been a week for books as well. If you remember, when I got back from Glastonbury, I'd got this little book called Glastonbury, The Isle of Avalon. I've read it from cover to cover. It only took me 45 minutes, something like that. Certainly less than an hour to read that, and it was great. And when I showed it, I mentioned that we bought this from Avalon, I keep saying that, from Avebury. And they didn't have a book on Avebury, but our Sandra found one. And she sent it me. It's by different people. It's part of the same series, and they had a whole raft of them on the wall, and Sandra bought a couple of others as well. But this one's by Evelyn Francis, and it's a book on Avebury. But look how the stone circle would have looked. Now we've got a road going through it, a village in there. It's awesome. That one's got the Glastonbury Abbey ruins on it. So I've not read it yet, but I'm going to read it. Probably, mind you, now I've got friends coming tomorrow. We're going for a long walk along the canal to the park. But I will be reading that. So thank you, Sandra, for finding it and sending it me. They look great on the by the edge for the shelves. What's folks, 107 watching and 31 likes. Don't worry about likes. I like Dennis Roussos. Sue likes Dennis Roussos. Ange likes Dennis Roussos. So bloody play Dennis Roussos. So Lawrence, do you think we can have Dennis Roussos on, please? I love it when she sits down and she says, Ange, can you take a tiny bit of criticism? And she tells her how to put lipstick on. Don't watch this season's American Horror Story, NYC. Is that what it's called, NYC? It's all about AIDS pandemic and gays being tortured and murdered. Terrible show. What? Do you know, I got as far as... Because I loved American Horror Story. Absolutely couldn't wait for it. And I bought a few of the box sets each year. But I got as far as Roanoke, and I just kind of got kind of, what's the word, jaded by it, but I just kind of like, kind of lost its way a bit. So I haven't seen it, but I think now they go straight on to, is it Netflix they go on to? But I love, oh God, my mind is going blank on me. What's the guy's name who does American Horror Story? I don't mean Evan Peters, I don't mean the actor, the person, the creator. Because he did Ratchet, and he's done the Jeffrey Dahmer one. He did Pose. Ryan Peters? Is it Ryan Peters? Have I made that up? No one's saying yet. But anyway, I love him, and I love Ryan Murphy. That's it, Ryan Murphy. Thank you. Yeah, so I just think he's a genius. I really do. He's like the American version of our Russell T Davies. Russell T Davies brought back Doctor Who when it came back nearly 20 years ago, and he did Queer as Folk. He did Bob and Rose. It's a Sin. Really, really great, talented writer. But yeah, I got really sort of meh with American Horror Story. Then didn't they bring out some shorts? So like American Horror Stories or something like that. And I think I watched the first couple of them. But again, I was kind of, just felt it had run its course. You know, you think, oh, it kind of, yeah, let's do something else now. But there's a new one, so it's called NYC. Oh, I don't want to watch people being tortured and stuff. Okay, let's just catch up with some comments. Abigail's Party, the one where one of the characters, do you feel sick, Sue? Yeah. Yeah. She is sick. Oh, Sue is sick. And then she tells everybody when Lawrence comes back, Lawrence, Sue has been sick. Oopsie, I got distracted. My deck arrived and an early Christmas gift for my daughter too. I could never stomach American Horror Story. Not fan of American Horror Story. Don't need NYC horror. Yikes. The witchy one was the best, yes. And Carnival. I really loved Carnival and Coven. Carnival and Coven. When I mean, the first one, Murder House. Well, it was just called American Horror Story. Then when they brought out more, they called it Murder House, didn't they? I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this. It was all right. But Coven and Carnival was really good. Yeah. I loved American Horror Story, but won't be watching that one. Ryan Murphy. Oh, what we congratulating Butterfly on? I start the last course for my grad program. The only thing left is that. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Yes, they were the best too, says Andrea. What are you studying? Lady Gaga, that was the hotel one, wasn't it? So that must have been just before Roanoke. Not that I've necessarily watched them in order, but... Okay, so another book, because you'll have seen me on Monday, I showed Anatomy of a Witch. Oh my God, this deck. So as I mentioned in the video, I popped it into a bag. I have slept with it. It's been a long time since I slept with a deck. I've sat shuffling with it. It's well and truly charged with my energy. This was a bag that was made for me. I can't remember the lady's name. She originally made it for me to put my tarot tiles in, but it was a little bit too compact, but it's perfect for the deck and book. So, it sent me on a bit of a rabbit hole because this is the guide to the Embodied Witch, and it's by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I always slip up saying that lady's name. Beautifully written, gorgeous deck. She's the one that did the Liminal Spirits Oracle as well. Sorry, my brain is so foggy tonight. It's terrible. But I'm loving working with this deck. It's got such a beautiful energy. It's so on point. There's one for Becca. Gorgeous. So I put the video up and then somebody said, oh, I bought that and I bought the book. I was like, book? What? Can you buy this separately? No. There is a book, Anatomy of a Witch, a map to the magical body, Laura Tempest Zakroff, author of Weave the Liminal. So then I had to go and buy Weave the Liminal. Because, and I haven't looked at either yet, because as I said, today I've just binge watched The Crown. So this one arrived, I think it was Wednesday, and Weave the Liminal arrived yesterday, Friday. Was Friday yesterday? Yes, of course, today's Saturday. So I can't wait to read it. Sandra's watched them all. Love her. Yes, where's Weave the Liminal? It is a great book. Oh, cool. I didn't know that, Simon. I'll have to get that now. What? There's the book, separate book. Yeah. So it says on the back, this book is a guide to the most magical tool in your possession, your body. Not just your physical flesh and blood body, but also your symbolic witch body, the conduit for bringing the material and metaphysical worlds together. Within these pages, you will explore hands-on magical practices, exercises, and sigils related to your witch lungs, heart, bones, mind, and spiraling path of your inner serpent. So this came out, obviously it's been out before the deck. So I think the book came out and then they've decided to make a deck. Yeah, so 2021, so this came out last year. And then obviously the deck has only come out like in the last 2 months, hasn't it? I think 3 months in America, but only last couple of months here. But it is so gorgeous. And you don't need to buy the book because it's separate, and you get a guidebook anyway, which is the Guide to the Embodied Witch. Weave the Liminal is a good book. I've heard about Weave the Liminal from watching different channels. I think Alvine has also spoken about it, I'm sure, on her channel, who I follow. And so I thought I'd give it a go. When I first looked at it, I thought, oh, it looks a bit kind of textbook academic-y, but it might just be the way it's set out. So on the front for Weave the Liminal, it says, wherever you are on your path from novice to adept, there is something in Weave the Liminal to inspire you forward. Author of Sigil Witchery, Laura Tempest Zakroff, Weave the Liminal, living modern traditional witchcraft. And then, how does a modern witch embrace tradition while navigating a complex contemporary life? How can you remain true to your own authenticity when you are surrounded by a whole world of magical theories, practices, deities, and paths? Weave the Liminal explores what it means to be truly a witch in the modern world. Through the accessible lens of modern traditional witchcraft, Laura Tempest Zakroff helps you formulate a personalised witchcraft practice and deepen your work with spirits, ancestors, familiars, and energies of the liminal realm. This book is a guide to connecting to your deepest feelings and intuitions about your roots, your sense of time, the sources of your inspiration, and the environments in which you live. It supports your experience of spellcrafting and ritual and teaches you about metaphysical topics like working with lunar correspondences and creating sacred space. Discover valuable insights into practical issues such as teachers, covens, oaths, and doing the business of a witch. So yeah, quite a lot of reading to do, and I'm not a big reader, so that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. But if I just take it in small chunks, I'll be all right. So that's there. Let's see what other comments I've missed. I want to finish this tea because it's the bit at the bottom that gets cold. Okay. You could do a review. I want to get Anatomy of a Witch. Oh, Anatomy of a Witch, the deck is fab. Really, really fab. Another deck that is fab that I'm really loving, also came this week, is The Reveal. It's the last video I put up. Cardstock is amazing because it's linen, but it's superior casino grade quality. And just the colours in this. This is the Artisan Tarot Reveal. And the Devil card, loads of people have commented. Let me see if I can find it now because it's well shuffled because I've been using it since I got it. Absolutely loving it. It's going to be right near the back, isn't it? Here it is. I mean, look at this for Devil card. I love it. So, gorgeous deck, gorgeous deck. And, you know, my preferred tarot tradition is RWS, but I do every so often love to read with a Marseille just to stretch me a little bit, you know, using numerology and the associations. But this is the one I just now going to reach for quite some time. Where was I? I do that too. Buy lots of books all at once before I have time to read them. I've got a tower of astrology books at my bed waiting to be read. And it's always finding time. There always seems to be something to do that takes up your time or takes precedence over reading. Maybe for me, because I find it challenging with how my brain works for reading. Maybe, you know, there's going to be bookworms out there that's like, no, reading comes first, and I always find time. I just seem to busy myself with stuff, and I think like, oh, okay, so Sunday afternoon after I've done this, I'll read for a bit, and then something happens that comes up. Definitely have to get both now. I know there's a separate anatomy one. Yeah. I wondered if I meant to message you because I wondered if you knew, and I thought maybe that's how you knew about the deck, because when you saw it in the window, you was like, oh, there's Anatomy of a Witch. So I thought, I wonder if you had the book and heard that there was a deck coming out. I have 3 second-hand books coming as it is. Love the Liminal book and deck, and we'll be getting Anatomy as well. Love Laura Tempest and Phyllis Currat as well. Witch's Wisdom is great tarot deck also. Both women know the craft well. Was she involved with Witch's Wisdom? I never realised. I never made the connection. So I have Witch's Wisdom here. I love this deck too. So I know Danielle Barlow is the artist. Yes, you're right, Phyllis Currat. See, it doesn't name her on this. It just has Laura Tempest Zakroff. Maybe that's why I didn't know. Not even on the back, is it? Definitely not mentions her on the book. We'll just put the deck. Just put it in here. Perhaps it's in the book here. Oh, no, I just know. Oh, no, that's Sandra replying. Yeah, it doesn't mention her. Am I misreading? Right to the author. Doesn't mention sources cited. Doesn't mention an artist. Love Witch's Wisdom too. Witch's Wisdom is fantastic. No, she's not involved with Laura's decks, just enjoyed both women. Oh, I see. I thought you meant that they work together. Yeah, well, Witch's Wisdom is fab. I used Witch's Wisdom this week for, in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, we're doing a card a week. It's the second time round of doing it. And this week is the, oh, I've got an itchy nose. Is just this week. Well, because this deck, I edged mine in blue just to match the backs. This deck reverses the majors. The only one, because there's 22, the only one that's dead right is 11 in any direction, which rather than justice is balance. But that was my card for the week in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, because we're on Justice Week. We move into the Hanged Man on Monday. But such a beautiful, beautiful deck. I mean, look at that. Look. I mean, it's still, I remember at the time saying it makes sense, you know, because the tarot, the traditional tarot, takes you kind of from the innocence of the fool, starting out on a journey, all the way up to, you know, death and beyond, judgment, and into inheriting the world. Whereas this deck starts with the world and takes you back, because it was believed to be more pagan. And that's fine, I can get my head around that concept, but it still throws me once the deck's shuffled and you're laying down cards, and it's, I mean, the suits, no problem, because these are the elements. So you've got like this one, which is 8 of Fire, which is a fantastic card. But I still get quite, you know, confused when I pull everyone I'm looking at now is a minor, because I'm trying to illustrate. Isn't it typical? I mean, unless it says, like it will say this one here, where are we? 16 is love. So you know that that's kind of your lover's card. I love the goddess of earth, look at that. And if it says, you know, star, then you know it's the star, but the number 5 throws you a little bit. But it's when they change them a little bit, same with sun, you know, the number's different, but I can't find one now to illustrate. But just as I flicked through, I was like, yeah, it kind of throws you a bit. 19, Great Mother. I mean, you can work it out, but if you're reading quickly, you know, obviously that's our Empress card. So yeah, it's not, as I say, it's not one for beginners, but most beginners would grab a book anyway. 7, Ancestor. You've really got to think about it. 15, Journey. So, but the artwork is brilliant. I just wish there was like a second edition where they put it, but then they won't, because that's the whole point of it. What else? What comments have I missed? Caroline loves second-hand books. I've gotten so many with the author's signatures in books. That's lovely. I've got some books coming from Poppy Palin that I'm really quite touched about, because they've been clearing Poppy's house this week, sorting everything out, and the lovely Jane said, you know, is there a book that you would like? And obviously I think must have heard about me mentioning that and you'll probably remember as well, I tried to order the book on reincarnation, and it said it had been dispatched, and then obviously the seller got wind that this book might, you know, because of Poppy's passing, and they said they cancelled the sale, and said it had got lost. And I thought, it can't have got lost. There hasn't been time for it to get lost. So I kept an eye on it, and a couple of weeks later they relisted it, and it was probably about 5 times the amount. And I was sickened by it, really. But it's being sent, and a couple of other books as well, which I will treasure. Sandra's managed to pass some on. I prefer to read than watch TV, says Sandra. No, I just knew about the deck, Simon. Oh, for the... yes. Okay. My TV is always on Pandora. Music, books, and YouTube on phone. Pandora? I'm not sure what that is. Is that like a subscription thing, like Netflix and things? Just looking at the time. I don't know. Clue what? Oh, 8:05. No, she's not involved with Laura's decks. Just enjoy both women. Okay, butterfly. See you later. How lovely, Simon. There's a Witch's Wisdom Oracle too that I was looking at. That's been on my wish list. I love Witch's Wisdom Tarot deck. Great for pathworking too. Is it? I don't think it's by the same people though, is it? The Witch's Wisdom Oracle. Pandora is a music channel. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I don't know if we have that here. Got quite a few music channels, but mainly MTV. But there's that many now. I don't tend to watch them. Pandora is a music service that automatically plays music of similar character to a selected song. That's clever. The Green Wheel Oracle is fabulous. Yes, that's also by Danielle Barlow, isn't it? Yeah, great Oracle deck. And I always say I'm not really into Oracle decks. I'm not buying any more Oracle decks. But then I'll see something every so often, because I like Oracle decks that either have a bit of a system. So I really like the one, I forgot what it's called now, but it's the one where it's a hexagram shaped and you can look for symbols in it. Tell you, I don't know what's up with me today. I'm not functioning properly. Or ones that just kind of have less in them, and I don't want loads of words and affirmations. I just want, something like this, a simple image and witch bones. Vision. Shapeshift. Bless. Look at the elements there. Cleanse. That's the kind of one, like Patrick Valenza's Mildred Payne and things like that. Just, keywords. I just come across Slavic Legends Tarot. That looks amazing. Have you seen that one yet? I'm trying. I've seen it a few times. That's the one by the guys at Dark Mansion. Is it Tarotica Studios? I saw the Hermit card and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't buy another deck, not this close to Christmas. And my car's due at the end of the month, MOT, service, tax, all that kind of jazz. So I just can't. I can't. But just for that Hermit alone, I'm like, oh my gosh. I've got a Facebook user saying, hi Simon, hope you are well. So I don't know who you are, but hello. And I am very well, thank you. It's been months since I've been able to stream to Facebook, into the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. And I had to contact StreamYard today because I set it up and every time it was doing the same thing. It was, and I embarrassed myself as well. I would set it up and it would say, we have lost connection to Facebook. Click here to reconnect. So I clicked and it would go all the way through and it would say, success, and a big tick. So then I got set it up again. We have lost connection to Facebook. Click here. And I was just going through this cycle. And for at least 2 months, I've not been able to stream into the group, into our Facebook group. And so I thought, no, I'm paying for my StreamYard service. It's Christoph. Hello, Christoph. Just because everybody else that's in YouTube chat won't see you, so I'll just put you there. So nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So I contacted them today. This is how the conversation went. And again, I've just said to you, today, and some days are better than others, but I'm very foggy today. And I think it's because I'm deaf in one ear and my brain is just, maybe it's 8 hours of the Crown that's done it. But I did a transcript of the chat that I had with, because it's all online, isn't it now? Can't talk to anybody real anymore. You have to go through. I either speak to a robot, or if you're lucky like I was, then at least a human being that's interacting with you. But I wanted it to email me a copy, because in case it happens again, you know. And like I say, I'm not IT savvy at all. So the conversation went, me. Hi, I've lost connection to my Facebook account. Every time I click reconnect to the destination, it says success. But when I go to create a broadcast, it continues saying that I have lost the connection. And then Arjun comes in. Hey. Me. Hey. I got this. Is this a Facebook page, group, or profile? Me. Group. Arjun. Got it. Let's double check a few things for the group. If you go directly to the group on facebook.com, so not an app, you click group settings, tab on the left. Me. Okay. Long pause. Arjun. Hey. Me. I can't see group setting. Arjun. On the left. Me. Found it. Arjun. Great. Me. But I can't see manage discussion. Arjun. On the left. Me. Can't see it on the left. Me. Oh, found it. Arjun. Great. Arjun. Okay, we've got this. It's really big, you know, keeping me there, isn't he? We've got this. Hang in there, kid. Arjun. If you click the pencil, are both live and events toggled on? Me. Live isn't. Events is. Ah, got it. Can you turn the toggle on? Okay, I put. And then head back to StreamYard and click reconnect. Okay. Me. I think it's doing it. I've got a wheel spinning. Arjun. Cool. Me. It's done it. Thank you. Awesome, says Arjun. Happy to... Oh, and then I put... So, because he's put awesome. And I put, thanks for the support. He's put, happy to help. And then I put, I didn't know how to end it. I didn't know how to say goodbye. We'd connected, me and Arjun. So I just put, thanks again. It's put, of course. Oh dear, I bet he thought, who have I got here? Can't find it. I've got a spinning wheel. Let me get chat back up. Oh gosh, you've all been chatting while I've been out the room. Slavic Legends looks beautiful. It does. Oh, I do like Oracle decks when I do readings. I sometimes will start out with one which will set the tone for the reading. I like that. I've never done that. I've used them as part of readings for clarifying. Particularly, the best deck ever for clarifying is Moonlight Oracle. That is the best one. And if people have bought readings from me, you'll have seen that I use that as a kind of let's wrap up with an oracle. I'm not buying oracle decks. Sadly, I brought 2 yesterday. Hello, Vanessa. Technology is maddening, says Christoph. Oh, you've come in to here now, Christoph. Hello. Tech drives me bonkers. Me too. And I'm like, you know, if I have to phone IT for support at work, I get like sweaty palms because I just think they think I'm like the biggest numpty ever. Because I'll ring about something. Like this week, my printer wouldn't connect. And he's saying, do this, do that, do that. And I'm like, where? I can't see it. Well, what? Where am... And then I'll do it, and I'll say, no, it's still not working. So he'll like, let me Teams you and talk you through it. But he thinks it's him again. I love both tarot and oracle, but I do have more of a preference for tarot, says Violet. Turn the whole group off and then turn it on again. Did that work? Yeah. Try shutting down and restarting. When people say that, you're like, well, I have thought that far ahead. I have restarted everything, but oh, Simon, I am, says Kay. Afternoon all, I walked into some amusing retelling. Hello, Jamie. Are you all right? Just my my kind of interaction with StreamYard earlier to get me to be able to stream into the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. This is hilarious. Poor IT guy. All right, Mika. You know, there'd probably be 1,000 of me a week. This is so meta. You could do a YouTube channel of reading help transcripts. I'll have to I only decide, because as I went, I thought, how am I going to remember all this if it happens again? Well, if I lose connection again, then there was three little dots, and I clicked on it, and it said, would you like a transcript of this conversation? I was like, yes. And it emailed it to me. They must dread getting the over 50s. All right, Becca. So patient, that John. All right, Jack. Gosh, none of you are on my side. The Song of the Grandmothers, Wild Whiskers, oh, and Arcane Bullshit. I've got the Arcane Bullshit. I bought it off Elle. They didn't want it anymore and was raising some money, so I bought it off them. It's hilarious. I'm not sure I'd use it in a reading though. I guess it is more of a novelty thing for me. Numpty, that's adorable. Don't you use the word numpty? Numpty here just means like, you know, a little bit slow on the uptake with things, particularly around IT. You're a bit of a numpty when it comes to IT. Like a numbskull. I love the Prism Oracle. My little boy even likes it. I don't think I've seen the Prism Oracle. Rainbows are his favourite. Oh, Simon sounds like everything was to the left. Well, on the left, there was I don't know if you've gone on to Facebook the old way. You know, like when you used to have to connect through www.facebook.com. That way in, rather than clicking an app, which we have on all our devices now, don't we? You go in that way, and then on the left, there's a column with things. Then if you go into your groups, on the left again is where all your settings are. But when you do go into your settings, it comes up in all different bits. So I was like trying to find what they were telling me to find. I've got Arcane Bullshit too. Not opened it yet because I kind of got put off by it by someone. Oh, don't let anybody put you off. That's the one thing that I'm pretty good at now is, you know, what we have to understand and appreciate is every single one of us, even if we've got things in common, we're unique. We've got a unique fingerprint, unique dental, unique DNA. We're unique, and like I say, even if we've got things in common, we're going to have differences of what we like and dislike, and that changes. What I liked 3 or 4 years ago, particularly with Oracle decks, I don't like now. So I am pretty good. I'll watch if I'm going to buy a deck, like if I buy Slavic Legends, and it won't be this side of Christmas, so whether it's still in stock or not, I don't know. But I will watch 3 or 4 different walkthroughs of people that I like to follow and whose judgments I trust, But even if they say, I really don't like this, if I see something in there that I like, I will buy it anyway because it's what speaks to us. So don't be put off because somebody else has said something negative about it, because your experience of using it, Sandra, will be completely different to theirs. Well, you did sound really cute. I'm not sure what that's about or who you're referring to. I've just had a Windows update and I hate it. Do you know, I really don't miss Windows. I really don't miss it. Having to have things like Norton antivirus and all that. I mean, I know, and I don't want to sound boastful because, you know, not Apple products aren't cheap. They're really not cheap. And I got my, you know, laptop when I was in a position where I could, with some redundancy money and things like that. So, but I don't think I could ever go back to Windows or a PC, you know. And I love how everything's linked. My phone, my iPad, my laptop, it's all synced together. You should. Prism Oracle is mass market, affordable and simple and basic imagery based on colour. Okay. I think I know which one now you've said that. James created a 206 card oracle of all of MJ Cullinane's oracle decks, cut down, cornered and edged in a double Kelly pouch. I love it. Wow, 206. I think the biggest oracle I've got is Oracle X, which I stopped at 100 cards, but you can keep going. Where have I put that? It was out on my desk. Oh, it's up there. It's up on the shelf at the side of me. And that's good. I love that as well because it's an image and a keyword. And that's what I want from Oracle, just that. Sounds awesome. I brought this for us to use on a very close relative. I brought this to use on a very close relative. The eye of the beholder. Exactly. Numpty, a unique accumulation of brain damage. Simon, I just received the Lorenzi Tarot deck. It's very different, but I think I can read with it. That sounds familiar, the Lorenzi. That's on my wish list on Amazon, I think. It's by US Games, isn't it? Yes, I don't think it's out in the UK yet, but that's on my Amazon wish list. I like how everything links with Apple. Yeah, exactly. Makes it so easy. Sorry, I seem to disappear. Husband had to cut up onions. Oh, I don't envy him. Simon, it's the creator of the Crow Tarot. Oh, cool. Do you get Wendy Andrews' yearly wall calendars? I'm debating because shipping to the States is ridiculous. I love her artwork. No, I looked at it. It was in quite a few shops in Glastonbury, because they with her being from Glastonbury, they did quite a few shops stock her work, or was from Glastonbury. Don't know if she still is. I think she still is. Sandra will know. And I looked at the calendar a few times and I was tempted, but every time I buy a calendar, I forget. And I'll go, because I used to have them in the kitchen where I've got my notice board. And I used to go in and I'd look and it would say something like April and we're in November. And I think, oh God, all those months are wasted. And I think that's because I journal a lot. So I have journals, which I've got tons all around me. So I write things down in a bullet journal, and I have a calendar part of my journal, plus I have phone for work, you know, meetings. I don't tend to write on wall calendars because the point of bullet journaling is you have your month, well, you have your year to view, your month to view, and then you have your weeks and your days. so you plan your month ahead anyway. But the artwork, I mean, it's Wendy Andrew, it's amazing. I'm special in my own extra special way, a wicked numpty. Yeah, we'll all be wicked numpties. Simon, I had it on Amazon forever, then I had to buy directly from US Games and got it in a few days. Yeah, see, US Games won't ship to the UK. It's really annoying, but they won't. What's the Boston version of Wicked Numpty? Not just a little numpty, a wicked numpty. Simon, have you ever looked at the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle? I've got it. Yeah, it's a beautiful deck. One keyword on each card. I really enjoy the artwork. Keep it out all the time. Quite simple but lovely. Yeah, I've got a bare wall in here, believe it or not. A bare wall in the Hermit's Cave. Where I used to have the sofa. So where I'm sitting now, sofa used to come because I've got a desk extender. That's why I can sit facing you now. But there's a bare wall and I want a nice little bookcase. And I envisage putting my favourite Oracle decks on there. So I'll have tarot here behind me and Oracle decks there. Because they're in the back room with the other 300 tarot decks. They're just all crammed on the bottom shelf. So things like Earthly Souls and Spirits gets overlooked because it's on the bottom shelf in there. Where if it was on a nice bookcase here, I could mix them up a bit like I do my tarot decks. Anyway, talking of tarot decks, let's pull a card because we're nearly at past. This is my newest Jamie Kelly pouch. She put a few charms that you could choose from. I've got the Hermit's Lamp, the Hare, and some stars, but I put all three on. Okay. So I'm still really loving this deck as well, which is the, nearly said Japaridze, just shows what state my mind's in at the moment. The Chabot Tarot. Up there with Bubbler, Jimmy's, Dunkies. Oh, I'm not going to say the next word. I know it probably means something completely different where you are, but I'm not going to say that out loud. Simon, mine has moons on too. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? I love that the ribbon matches the moon and stars. Lovely soft colours. And look at the salmon pink on the inside. Yeah, spelt different, but yeah, people watching it back wouldn't decipher the difference. So, okay, message for the week. That's okay. You not to know. Okay. Ooh. We have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. So our message for the week. Okay, so I have to be really careful not to make, you know, because you read cards for yourself all the time. I read cards in the morning, I read cards in the evening, and then I'm looking at this and thinking, oh yeah, that sums up my day. I've been so disorganized. There's been things I needed to do today, and I've sat and watched The Crown for 8 hours. But a general message. Perhaps we're in a situation, some of us, where we just don't know where to start with something. There's too many options. What I would say is to be able to make the right choice and make the right decision about something is to tackle one thing at a time. You know, we tend to get that feeling of overwhelm, feeling like we're completely disorganized, things are in a disarray. There's all these options. Then, you know, there's practical things we can do. Make a list. Make a list of everything that you want to achieve with a timeline, and then prioritize that list. It's as basic as that. To be able to really focus on something, if there's too many options, whatever situation this might be, you know, you're given different directions, different options, you're not sure which way to go, or there's too many things to do, too many tasks to undertake, whatever it is, you know, it can start to have that impact on our emotional well-being if we don't get it in check. Simple thing is, we can only do one thing at a time. We're not superhuman. We're just human beings. So make a list, prioritize, and have that sense of satisfaction and accomplishment as you start to work your way through the list. Okay. I'm normally very organized, but when I have too much I need to do, I get overwhelmed. Yeah, same. And that feeling of overwhelm, you know, it's an emotional thing as well, because we start to then experience things like guilt and sadness and upset and everything else, because we don't feel that we're in control, or we worry about the impact on other people as well as ourselves. So yeah, just breathe, focus, practical things, make a list, prioritize. And it's incredible. I mean, I'm all for to-do lists. That's why I bullet journal everything. I've got my team bullet journaling, because we have lots of deadlines, we have lots of tasks, you know, and it can be overwhelming. And they see me bullet journaling and doing to-do lists and everything else, and that sense of accomplishment when you tick it off and you move to the next thing, that's next priority. And priorities might shift and change, because some priorities have a time limit, so you have to keep, you know, adjusting, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's what's priority, what's the next priority. ADHD makes doing one task turn into 10 tasks. I completely agree. And it, you know, and that's why, to be able to I don't think I could do what I do if I didn't have things like stationery and pens and get things down, you know, get it down. And what I've learned is, if it's there and I think, I'm not going to remember that, get it down. Because if I don't, it will go and it'll be gone forever, or until somebody says, have you done? And then you get that feeling, no, I haven't, I completely forgot. So now, as soon as I think I need to remember that, it goes down. I think he just did a walkthrough of this week. Keisha probably last week, I think. It might not be called Keisha, but this version that's just it's come on its own. There was a few versions a few weeks before. This one is the dog's bollocks. Seriously, it's incredible. So it is called New Recolored Keisha Tarot, Old Fellow Revived. And it's on my channel, it's that one. New Recolored Keisha Tarot, Old Fellow Revived. It's amazing. The lovely Anna sent it me, and she's got them on NPC, so they're easily available as well. So let's just pop the chat back up before I say goodbye, just in case I've missed any final comments. Oh my God, dog's bollocks. As soon as I said it, I thought, well, probably about 75% of people in the room, it would have gone over their heads. What old fellow wouldn't want to be revived? Exactly, Vanessa. Exactly. All right, everyone. It's been lovely to catch up with you all. Thank you for coming along, as always. I always look forward to Saturdays, and I always appreciate you coming and being here. So thank you for hanging out with me. At some point this week, Teddy Tarot Gold Edition will be up, so look out for that. But enjoy your weekend, however or in whatever way you're spending the weekend. Enjoy, and I will see you all during the week. Take care, look after yourselves, and go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be.